Next, I wanted to talk to you guys about an Elon Musk oopsie. This happens quite often, and it has happened again. This time, Elon Musk decided to be his opponent. It wasn't a politician, it wasn't a businessman, it wasn't a government, it wasn't some strong organization. Elon Musk decided to pick a fight with one of his disabled employees. After his disabled employee asked about, hey, I've been locked out of the company account for 9 days and have been given no notice of termination. What's going on? And it did not end well for him, and he has been dragged through the mud like a madman. Not only is bullying an employee bad, or like dunking on an employee bad and being wrong about dunking on your employee bad, but they were disabled, and on top of all of that, on the tippy top of all of that, he was also, I think, wait, where is it? Right here. He was Iceland's Person of the Year due to his philanthropic, his like charity efforts in the country. So Elon Musk decided that he would be picking a fight with one of his disabled employees who happens to be one of the nicest people in all of Iceland.
Burns is an immoral, morally corrupt, bankrupt man.
Beatnik Breakfast, thank you for the tier 1 and being sub for 13 months. Over a year, baby. Thank you. So instead of explaining any more of the details, I think it's best to probably just start going through the tweets, and then you'll have the picture filled in for you, because, God, this is rough. So we start with the person, the Twitter employee, responding to Elon Musk. Dear @Elon Musk, 9 days ago, the access to my work computer was cut, along with about 200 other Twitter employees. However, your head of HR is not able to confirm if I am an employee or not. You've not answered my emails. Maybe if enough people retweet, you'll answer me here. What work have you been doing? I would need to break confidentiality to answer this question here. If you have your lawyers share in writing that I could do that, then I'd be happy to discuss that openly. It's approved. You go ahead. Among others, I led the effort to save about $500K on the SAS contract, supported closing down many others, led prioritization of design projects across the company to make sure we were able to deliver with a small team. We led design crits to help level up design across the company, was a hiring manager for all design roles, worked on efforts to steer the company away from focusing on power users and on to younger users, because our user base is aging. Elon Musk responds, level up from what design to what? Pix or did it happen? We haven't hired design roles in 4 months. What changes did you help to make with the youths? And then after that, he comments a scene from a movie called Office Space, and he says, would you say that you're a people person? What he's implying here is that he's worthless. The scene in the movie is that they're interviewing somebody and saying, are you a people person? Is that what you would say? They're trying to get across the idea that he doesn't do anything, that he's just somebody sitting there taking the dime of the company while not doing any work. This continued on another... God, this gets so bad. This gets so bad. So Alex Cohn posts this. Elon Musk sees it, and he puts out, by the way, they added context to Elon Musk's own tweet. This is so weird. Elon Musk responds to this interaction with people saying, dude, what's going on? This is really messed up. By the way, it was seen by 73 million people. So he's dragging this disabled person through the mud in front of over 70 million people. He says, the reality is that this guy, who is independently wealthy, did no actual work, claimed as his excuse that he had a disability that prevented him from typing, yet was simultaneously tweeting up a storm. Can't say I have a lot of respect for that. Oh God. So he responds saying, hi again, Elon Musk. I hope you are well. I'm fine too. I'm thankful for your interest in my health. But since you mentioned it, I wanted to give you more info. I have muscular dystrophy. It has many effects on my body. Let me tell you what they are. My legs were the first to go. When I was 25 years old, I started using a wheelchair. It's been 20 years since that happened. In that time, the rest of my body has been failing me too. I need help to get in and out of bed and use the toilet. For a long time, I thought my arms would remain strong. A doctor told me they would, but they ended up losing strength, which, I don't mind telling you, was hard to accept. But you okay? But you okay the cards you were dealt. I've managed to create a wonderful life. My family is the best. I have 2 kids. I see them every day. I recommend that. My wife is fantastic. Oh God. I don't think that was meant as a dig at Elon because of his relationship with some of his children and family, but it kind of came across like that. I don't think that's what he meant. This guy seems very nice. My wife is fantastic, strong, kind, smart, and an amazing artist. Couldn't be happier with her. About 9 years ago, I started a company called Undo.co. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Unio. I worked a lot, didn't do my body any favors, but it's what I felt I needed to do. The hard work paid off, and the company became very successful. We worked for more or less every big tech company. We grew fast, made money. I think that's what you are referring to when you say independently wealthy. That I that I independently made my money as opposed to say inherited an emerald mine. Oh God. Oh my, I feel like I just watched him scalp his boss on Twitter live. That's what I just that's what I just felt. Oh my goodness. But after 7 years, I was tired. COVID was running for longer than the 2 weeks you said it would. And my body was also continuing to get weaker. Looking at my option thing is he's telling a very like sad and gripping story about him dealing with his disability, and it's a very passionate story. He's talking about how he's like struggled through it and he's dealt with it and he has a nice life. So I shouldn't be laughing, but he keeps like dropping these little digs into Elon and I can't help but laugh. And my body was also continuing to get weaker. After looking at my options, I decided to sell my company to Twitter. Financially, it wasn't the best decision. The company was making a lot of money, and Twitter's offer was lower than any smart valuation would say. But like you, I made a bet on Twitter having a lot more potential than it has had. I joined at a time when the company was growing fast. You kind of did the opposite. There was a lot going on. The company had a fair amount of issues, but then again, most bigger companies do, or even small companies, like Twitter today. Dude, I'm actually starting to feel bad for Elon. I don't know how, but this is oh my goodness. And it's so slight. He's not like calling him like a rat bastard or anything. He's breaking Elon down as a man in the most polite way possible. He's doing it with a smile. He's doing it with a smile. Can you zoom in a bit? Yeah, I'll zoom in. Anyway, I digress. Are you still reading, or is the bathroom break over? What was I saying? Ah, yes. And then you bought the company and told employees you weren't firing 75% of them, which you did. I wasn't in the first batch, or the second, or third, or fourth. I'm not sure which layoff round I was in. There were so many of them. Each one came after you promised the last one was the final one. During my time at the new Twitter, or 2.0 as you called it, I took to my manager every week and asked what I should focus on, and then I proceeded to do those things. Every one of them. I also contacted HR regularly and asked if my job description was correct or needed updating. I wanted to make sure I was doing what I was supposed to. They always said they were looking into it, but I never got a reply. And now, finally, to my fingers, which I know you have great concern for. Thank you for that, by the way. I'll tell you what I told them. I'm not able to do manual work, which in this case means typing or using a mouse, for extended periods of time without my hands starting to cramp. I can, however, write for an hour or two at a time. This wasn't a problem in Twitter 1.0, since I was a senior director and my job was mostly to help teams move forward, give them strategic and tactical guidance. But as I told HR, I'm assuming that's the confidential health information you are sharing. I can't work as a hands-on designer for the reasons outlined above. I'm typing this on my phone, by the way. It's easier for because I only need to use one finger. I hope that helps. Let me know if you're going to pay me what you owe me. I think you can afford it. I just saw I just saw this man tie the second richest man on the planet to the back of his wheelchair and just drag him. And not for like a meter, not for like a mile, but for like 1,000-mile journey. That Twitter thread was an emotional roller coaster of ups and downs. I have never seen somebody deconstruct Elon in a more vicious yet polite way. That was quite savage. And I don't know if you guys noticed as we were reading all these messages or going through these, but as I mentioned briefly earlier, readers added context to what Elon Musk was saying in these tweets, which is this. After sending this tweet, Elon spoke directly with the former Twitter employees, subsequently admitted that he was wrong, and apologized to the former employee. Elon also invited him back to Twitter. This is true. He apologized. He admitted he was wrong. He must have either gotten wrong information or just picked a fight with the wrong guy. And my goodness. My goodness. I don't know what it was that finally made him apologize. I don't know if it was really just like backroom conversations with staff, or it was the fact that he got so dragged on Twitter. I don't, or maybe that thread really convinced him. Who knows exactly what it was? Either way, that was vicious. I've never seen somebody take him down like that. And I'm happy that this guy, most likely, of course, it's not said and done, is going to get what he owes. He's either going to get paid what he's owed, or he's going to continue to work at Twitter. We do not know. I don't know how he could continue to want to work at Twitter after how Elon Musk treated him in that interaction. My goodness. Oof. He went from this guy's worthless and he's using his disability to get out of work to I am completely sorry, please come back. My goodness. Maybe it was his lawyers explaining to him what a big brain he is for leaking medical conditions publicly. Oh yeah, dude, you know what I saw on Twitter? I saw this. This right here is every single like lawyer listening to what every single like employment lawyer listening to what Elon said in this interaction.
Mine. Okay.
Every single one, they just surrounded. I bet that dude got like 10, 20 emails saying, I would love to represent you in court. I would love to help you sue the second richest man in the world and make big bucks. Because if that went to court, man, that would have not have ended well for Mr. Elon. Holy crap, big bucks. Anyway, it's a pretty silly story. I think this is another example of Elon like jumping the gun on stuff that he doesn't truly understand. When he was talking about Eastern Ukraine and talking about the war in Ukraine and like how Eastern Ukrainians want to be part of Russia and stuff like that. That's another example of it. This is something he tends to do a lot. Another example of this would be Nancy Pelosi tweet. For those of you who don't know, when Nancy Pelosi's husband was almost beaten to death with a hammer in his home because he wanted to capture Nancy Pelosi and torture her before breaking her kneecaps and sending her in front of the nation in order to be a signal against the woke left or whatever. Elon Musk was retweeting stories, conspiracy theories, really, with no source to be named. Like there was literally no source, claiming that that the reason why Nancy Pelosi's husband was nearly beaten to death with a hammer was because the person who almost beat him to death was actually his gay lover, and they got into a dispute. So, not only would I advise Elon Musk maybe treat his employees better, I'd also ask him to stop jumping the gun on information that he doesn't have or know, okay? Maybe do a little bit more research before making public statements that will be seen by millions of people, all of whom could maybe Google if you're wrong or not. The Wikipedia page on this guy shows him like a saint. Let me look. Let's look at his career. In 2014, he founded the creative technology service Uino. In 2019, he was named the Icelandic Businessman of the Year by the Icelandic Association of Business and Economics. In 2021, he sold it to Twitter. March of 2021, he helped launch a project called Ramp Up Reykjavik, a collaborative venture undertaken by local businesses, labor unions, government ministries, association, banks, and city officials with the intention of helping local businesses install wheelchair ramps to improve accessibility for people with disabilities. After the project's success, a new project called Ramp Up Iceland was started with the intention of building 1,000 ramps around Iceland. After quickly building 300 ramps, the goal was raised to 1,500 by 2026 in November of 2022. In December of 2022, he was named the Icelandic Person of the Year by RUV, the Icelandic national broadcaster, as well as Morgunblaðið in Vissery IS. My goodness. He just seems like a good... How could you pick a fight with this guy? How could you be like, this is the guy I need to drag through the mud today? It's like seeing somebody like going around trying to collect charity for like getting shoes to kids in Africa, and you like kick their legs out. Like, why? Out of all the people he could have chosen, he chose this guy. Bad strategy by Elon. Choose a better target next. My goodness.